of African American history. It is not taught. Any and everything I have learned about my ancestors is self-taught after high school. We are not taught an ounce of our history that we deserve. Black history is American history. They don't want us to know our history, because if we know the history, we know that it keeps repeating itself. They never apologized for slavery. We never got our reparations. They made us suffer through Jim Crow. Now the prison industrial system. There's been a black genocide going on in this country for centuries. A black genocide. I can't even comprehend the amount, the millions of black people that have been killed in this country every single day since that ship left Africa with our ancestors on it. When we teach history, we need to stop looking at our black students. That's for the teachers. When you're teaching slavery, when you're teaching Jim Crow, stop asking for your black students' opinions. How about you ask the white students how they feel on the oppression and genocide on black people? Let's start there. Let's start there, because education is so important. And since we're talking about education, I know we hear people saying all the time, defund the police, reform the police, abolish the police. Although I agree with all three, I am here to say maybe instead of giving the police so much money to kill us, we should put that money into education. They created the game here to do what they call meet and greets, to approach, I quote, targets in heavily gang-affiliated neighborhoods. They're already targets when the police walk up to them. Malcolm was a target when the police walked up to him while he was doing a handshake.
He was a target when they were watching him in the cameras.
Oh, did y'all hear that? He was a target when they were watching him on the cameras. 15 to 20 minutes worth of watching him give a handshake, and they decided in that moment that his life was over. If we can teach proper education, proper black education, maybe the kids won't be out in the streets doing what the government put in our neighborhoods that they admitted to. They pump guns and drugs and crack into our neighborhoods to destroy us. They wanted to destroy the black family, because if you have no foundation, you have nothing to do but fall. They want to see us fall at every single turn. So it's our job to educate our kids. If you work in the school system, if you have any sort of influence outside of the school system, you need to be applying pressure. We need to apply pressure, because it's not fair what these young kids go through. It's not fair what I went through the new Bedford school system. It's not fair what everyone goes through in this school system.
Stop telling students.
Stop giving students attention and ask them if they're hungry. Have you ate today? Have you slept at all? Learn your students.
Just like teachers come in and they have a bad day, administrators come in, maybe you got into a car accident, maybe the Dunkin' line was too long, maybe you couldn't find the right shoes, now you're coming in and you're already grumpy. You're meeting the kids with your grumpy attitude. You brought every single problem that happened to you in the morning into the classroom, and you expect the children to not? You expect the children to understand their emotions more than you do. You can't even take a breath and assess the situation to properly handle the problem that these children are facing. So with that being said, we can all work and do better. We all have influence. We all have a voice. Before all of this was happening, I'd never get up and speak in front of all these people. That's not who I am. I think we can all say that. Anyone who has spoken today. But what I will say is our voice matters. Monique right there told me my voice matters when she handed me the mic the other night. She uplifted other voices, and that's what we will continue to do. We will uplift each other's voices. We will demand change. We won't stop. We will continue to be resilient. We will continue to work towards resolution. We will begin a revolution, whether they like it or not. We are fighting for our lives, and they are fighting for their jobs. Our fights are not the same. The reasons we are out here are not the same whatsoever. We will not continue coddling white feelings. Are you telling me that your feelings, your uncomfortability matter more than my life? Than my humanity? Than my life on this earth? So before you get uncomfortable for being checked or for being educated on how to be a better ally, before all the racists get upset that the peaceful protesters are out and threaten to run them over with cars, maybe they need to start with themselves. Look into themselves. Why are they so angry? I will not coddle your feelings when I could be the next name on the list. I will not coddle your feelings when my nephew could be the next name on the list. I will not coddle your feelings when any black person in this country could be another name on the list. This fight is not the same. We are fighting for our lives. Understand that. Our breath, the right to walk, the right to just be in this country. That's what we are fighting for. We're fighting to be human. We're fighting to coexist. All we're asking for is equality, equity, and respect. And they're lucky we haven't asked for more. We're lucky we don't want it all. We're lucky we don't want to overthrow the government. We're lucky, very lucky, that we don't want to meet them with the same violence that they've met us with. They taught us violence, and we will teach them peace. We will make them understand, because this cannot go on any longer. We all agree here. We all agree that Black Lives Matter. To do the cops over there, why aren't they here with us? They keep sending the cops to block off the streets to protect us. And I understand there are people who have tried to run us over, but understand this too. There were cops in this city who tried to run over 10-year-old kids on bikes.
Yep.
And it's funny because it happened right up the street. Exactly up the street. They tried to run over multiple people. They speed behind us. We're lucky that they're just sitting right there. We're lucky that there's just two of them. Because we see the cops following us. We see them eyeing us. I ask all cops in this city, if you don't stand up now, you will never have a chance to redeem yourself. This is where you tell us that you stand with us. You come here off duty. You come here maybe with a police t-shirt so we know you're the cop. But you stand with us. If you believe that black people should not be getting killed, if you believe that Malcolm should not have suffered the same fate as his father, Joseph Ramus, do you remember that name? Joseph Ramus was killed by the Dartmouth police. 3 years later, his son was killed by the New Bedford police. They learned how to cover up somewhere, and we will hold them accountable. I know I've been talking for a long time. I'm sorry. But with that being said, we need to stop funding the police and give them money to the education system. We need to reform history in our schools. It starts when they're young. We need to stop coddling white feelings because that's how we got here in the first place. They killed all of our leaders and then they made us go silent. We had Panthers in New Bedford.
All to the people.
Signs of the Black Panther Party was in New Bedford. They had programs for people. The Black Panthers across this country had breakfast programs, had medical programs. They were doing what they needed to do, not the government, who murdered them, quite frankly. They put a war out on those men and women.
They gave them a
Children.
bad name so that way people would stop funding them. Yeah?
Exactly.
They changed the narrative so people would stop funding them. So
Because
that
if
we
they
can feed our
associate,
children.
it's okay. If they associate black people with drugs and violence, just like they associated the hippies with drugs, black men were rapists, black women were aggressive. They did that. That was the Nixon administration. The war on drugs is not true at all. That was a war on black people.